2, 1. Hello and welcome back to Malcav Develops in Unity. So far we have a little red box. He moves around the map. The map spins around. Everything's hunky-dory. Hubba-da, 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 hubba-da. So, for tonight's progress, I would like to achieve a map appearing when I start the game. So, I've had a quick Google of this earlier, and the way I will be achieving this is, sorry, let me just move my thing out of the way. I like to be able to see the chat. Right, not that anyone's in it. Okay, so what you create is an empty object. Create empty. And we call this level start. So this has got nothing in it. I might attach it to the player. Actually, that's a good idea. I'll attach it to the player, because then I can use the player's that's probably not a good thing, because if I create prefabs that are attached to the level start, okay, now let's have it on its own, floating around. So we're going to have a new script. Create script level create skur. Perfect. Right. Now what I want to do is basically create a prefab. Now I didn't know how to do this. I've forgotten. So I'm going to have a quick Google. Script create instantiate, that's the word, isn't it? Instantiate prefab. I'm fairly certain manual. Instantiate prefab C# script. No. You can create any public variable type that is a child of component or game object and instantiate this function. Turn type instantiate recursive type. Okay, I was going to copy and paste what we got here and see if this works. So, no, I need to double click there. Okay. So, start game object and load. Okay, so the object I'm trying to create is called wall. Okay. Still not 100%, as you can probably hear. Hopefully that'll get better. So script, that's already on there. No, it's not. Right, so that script is attached. So theoretically, it hasn't failed. It's also not done what it's meant to. There's not a wall around here somewhere, is there? No, it's not a wall where this little thing is there. Oh, peekaboo. Nope. I have no cocking idea what that did. Assuming it worked. So let's just stop this. Let's a position 0 0, 0, 0. So it's right in the middle. And so level create. Remember to swap back to here. Game object go instantiate go dot transform dot position equals new vector 3 2f 2f 2f. F. So that should put it in that position. Thing essentially is null. Oh, it's thrown an error. No, it hasn't. Right, so there's an error message down the bottom, but it doesn't actually error. Weirdly enough. So, okay, the thing you're trying to instantiate is null. So let's try this. Prefab / because that's the game object directory it's stored in. I don't know if it's / or /, so I'm going to do /, and when that doesn't work I'm going to do a /. Let's see where we get to. So here we are. Back to Unity. Argument exception. I'll accept your argument. I'm wondering whether it's under there. No, so okay, so that's not worked. I've still got this error message down here. So, one more second, let's try /. Save that back here. Run that error. Unrecognized characters. Okay. Back to Google. There's one from the manual. I'm not sure how helpful the manual is going to be. Instantiate common scenarios. Instantiate. Asset prefab. So, C# version. Rocket, rigid body rocket. Replacing a cat with a ragdoll. That's not helpful. So, by the looks of it, it just can't find this. So, what does this want? Object original. Lol. So I can't do that from there. Lol. You're not helpful. Object original. Now I've got a... Oh no, I haven't. I've lost it, haven't I? Rebuilt my machine. Bum. I think the problem is it just can't find the wall. Now, is it capital W? Have I made a massive schoolboy error? It is capital W. Q, mesh render. Add tag. I don't know what that means. Go away. How do I get rid of that? Okay. Right. So that's the wall. That's the thing I want to spawn, re-import, refresh. So it. It's weird you never get any error messages in here. It can't find a wall. Let's try old school positioning systems. Why have you got multiple brackets? Let's save that. Oh, sorry, I've not moved the view. Still no wall created. Right, let's just go back here. Let's take this out. What I've done is there was a superfluous bracket here, and I'm not sure whether it's causing trouble. I've deleted it, and it seems to still be working. So we'll just have a look. We'll save that. We're on that. Then the problem is, I don't know where it's going to spawn. I'm assuming it spawns on there. Now, just as a tester, no. No, I'm going to have to keep Googling it. So, pardon me. Problem is half of these are in check the C#. Public transform of prefab. Void example. not helping. Script load and instantiate prefab. I think this is the thing I just got to. Definitely doing something wrong. Let's have a fiddle. They say this should work. However, the thing you want to instantiate is null. Check the null arguments. So it can't find wall. That's effectively prefab // Don't think that's going to work either. Nope, no wall created. The thing you want to instantiate, sorry, down the bottom here. You can see my mouse. The thing you want to instantiate is null. So it can't find this prefab of wall. So let's just move into the scripts folder. That sounds silly, but let's just pull one onto the thing anyway. So let's have one there. Okay, so we know what one looks like. Your position is, let's do 2, because that's already what we're going to do. 23. So we have 3, 3, 3. Okay. Right, so when it works to have it there. Let's take that off now. Load wall. So let's try that now. The thing you want to instantiate is null. So let's try this. Let's try this. Game object dot find wall. I thought one of these had an instantiate and right, let's undo all of this. Come on, Google, come on, don't fail me. C# instance t8 resource the thing are trying to load is null. Let's just stick the whole error message in, getting null while trying to load a prefab. A prefab loaded resource found folder. Loaded in the resource folder. Is there a resource folder? I was unaware of this. Assets. No, it doesn't seem to be a resource folder. All asset names and paths in Unity use / and paths. Paths using backslashes will not work. You can't do it like that. Go. So you can't use /. However, the solution is given is absolute tosh. Render material, main texture. I don't want to add public variable, game object. Ah, that's a good point. In the field UI, check if it works without any errors. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think I remember this. So, okay, what we do is let me put that back in there. So in this script, we create what was the word I used? Game object. So in this script we call public game object wall. Now something tells me that's not going to work. It's assigned but never used. Never used. Hold on. Let's go back here. Okay, so I think that's going to work. I really need that book. So I think I also need to create an array to store. I think I need an array to store the wall prefabs in. shooting red blocks. Game example. Unity. No, I don't want that. That doesn't have an instantiate in it, does it? Scripting Unity transform render. The render function is used to control the way surface so render on the screen, yeah, whatever. Collision time correction, input debug script example. You're of no use whatsoever, you big dingus. Public list. Array list. I think I need to do that. I'm not even sure this is going to work, but game object cannot be assigned to read only. Great. All we also have to do is what we've done is we've added the prefab wall to the wall variable so that it knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say instantiate, which is fine. But then we've got this thing and I don't really know what to do with it at that point. So let's get rid of that, because if we look at the error message, it says down here it's the thing you want to instantiate is null. It's not. There it is. Hey! Oh, sorry, you didn't see that. There you are. So there is the wall. I can walk through it because it's not a rigid body, which is fine. Because I'm going to be like moving in a 1-1 and I am 1 in size, I'll never really collide with it. So in this way what we can do is we can create, see up here it says clone. And so what we can do is when we stop this, that'll disappear. So we'll get rid of this one, and if we look at the player, I am on 1,151. So the height I want to be is 1,5. So we now go back here. The one I want to create is 1.5. So the thing now is, and I'm not even sure whether it's worth doing it where you can see, is that the algorithm required to generate a randomly generated map, there he is that right next to me, a randomly generated map is quite complex. I've done it before for kind of other stuff I've written, but it's a bit long-winded. So hold on, right, how big is this floor plan? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 8 long. 2, 3, 4. So it's 8 by 8. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll circle us. Right, so let's set this up so it is a rigid body. Increase the mass by 1,000,000, so I don't want it moving. Right. So I think we need to create the player as a rigid body as well, so then he can't pass through. We'll see. Okay, so they're both rigid bodies. What we want to do is we want to create, I'm going to do this the long-winded way, and I'll clean it up. Oh, I'll clean it up later. Shit nuggets. Screw you. Oh, sorry about that. Still not top notch. So this middle number I'm never going to change because that's the height. So I start at 1, 1, I think. I keep forgetting to swap the screen, right? So the player starts in 1, 1. So 4 forwards is 5, and let's try -3. 5. So this is 1 wall. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Change these all to 5s. Oh no, actually. I think I've done that wrong. Let's see what it looks like. -3. Let's see what that looks like. So we save that and back into Unity. Okay, we run it and doosh. Where are all the walls? Ah, now what you have to do this is why you create an array, otherwise you have to do this for every sodding one. Okay, I'm not doing that, so what we do is -4. Okay, so So what we do is we create a list. So it's a list in implements an iList interface using the error whose size is dynamically increased as required. See, what I can do is I create one, or I could create a list. List. Oh, bloody hell, change the bloody screen here and just invent list. As I was saying, list on its own is a C# thing. However, I haven't got the option of list, so add this. I've heard it might work. Quaternion dot identity, I think. Brackets? No. Okay, so does that work? Yeah. Okay. How does this work? Oh, it does. Right, I've commented out a bunch of code just to see if the code I've written works. So we just go back to Unity and then right. So that works. Can I bash into you? Oh. Okay. Yeah. See, I wanted some levels of physics, but not that much. Okay, I think we'll have to do that later. But what we can now do is copy and paste this. So right, save that, run this. When we run it, there should now be two of them, so I didn't change that. There are. Dush. Ah! I've fallen, Vic. Ah! I've fallen. Oh dear, that's not good. Oh, I've fallen. I don't think I should be a rigid body. Don't think I should be a rigid body. Mass. Use gravity. No. Right, so let's see what happens when I do that. Oh god. So because I haven't used gravity, I'm now floating in space. Oh, that's a pile of poo. Hold on, if I create a second floor above me, create 3D object plane. So out of the plane 0, 0, position 0.5. I want it to be see-through, no mesh. Right, so it's there, but you can't see it. And this way, when I bump into these guys, oh, it's attached to me. Plane. So this is going to be the ceiling. Nope, didn't like that. Where's that? That's definitely above the box. So let's do it 2.5. So it's slightly higher. 2.2. You're going to act as any kind of deterrent for me flapping through the bloody... No! Cubes in space! Right, so plane. Maybe if I add rigid body, add component, physics, rigid body, mass, plenty. Oh. Exactly, you're doing, you weirdo. Use gravity. Okay. Okay, something weird going on there. Something I'm going to have to fix, but for now, let's ignore that. And I think I'm going to remove rigid body, angular drag. Collision detection discrete. I think I'm just going to delete that. Okay, right, so let's get back to the script. I need to copy that. Actually, I'm just going to double check again. So that's 5. So I think I want them to be 6. And minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's nice. So 6 and minus 4. So back to the code. 6 minus 4 minus 3. 6. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can see why an algorithm to produce this is a lot better than manually typing it in. So save that. Back to Unity. And there is the wall. So we'll have that around this whole square, and it'll either have corridors or rooms in which the events of the game will occur. And my plan is, if it's mobile, the rooms will be quite small, obviously because mobiles can't deal with too much. But if it's computer, then the rooms will be a bit bigger. But we'll see, we'll see. Getting there. I've got some walls, still walk through them. So that's a thing. So need another one. So just add one more. Sorry, I just need to add one more. It makes sense. It makes sense because I've got 6, so theoretically that should be 6 as well. So now if we go back in, sorry, got to find out a way to automatically swap Boom. Walls. Right, so I'm going to leave that there, just a quick one. Close to 45 minutes. How to instantiate prefabs the long way.